Good evening, students. Today we will see a session on time cost trade-off concept with an example. Earlier we had I had uploaded a session on time cost trade-off, which is an introductory session. So hope all of you would have viewed that. So in continuation to that, we will see the next session. So time cost trade-off in projects. Before going to the details of this, we'll just see the review of the introductory session. So as you all know, time cost trade-off in projects deals with optimizing on time and cost in projects. So basically, in a project, total cost is a summation of direct cost and indirect cost. Direct cost is cost contributing to direct completion of activities in the project. Example of direct costs are costs of labor, materials, machinery, and equipments required to complete activities in the project. Indirect costs are cost contributing to overall completion of the project and not individual activities. For example, establishment charges, water charges, watchman salary, engineer salary, loan repayment charges, transportation charges, and any other loss encountered in the project will contribute to indirect cost. Now we'll see the variation of direct and indirect cost with respect to time. Direct cost always has an inversely proportional trend with respect to time, as can be seen from this graph. Now why this trend is like this? Now for example, look at this graph. Direct cost in the normal way of completion of the project. For example, let us say this is the normal time of completion of the project and the associated direct cost would be this. Now, normally any client or end user will require the project to be completed earlier so that the benefits are enjoyed earlier. Okay. So therefore, they will tend to have a reduced time of completion from the normal time. That reduced time of completion is possible by deploying more resources and therefore the direct cost would increase. That is why the direct cost always has an inversely proportional trend towards with respect to time. But whatever be the case, direct cost cannot be brought to zero, or rather the time cannot be brought to zero. It will have a certain minimum time because work cannot be brought to zero. Same work is crushed to a smaller duration by deploying more resources. So that is why the trend of direct cost with respect to project duration is inversely proportional. Now, what about indirect cost? Indirect costs always have a directly proportional trend with respect to time, and it is going to be always increasing as the project duration increases. And it is normally expressed as an fixed amount of money per day. Now, this is a slide which shows the trend of total cost with respect to time. As we can see here, total cost is this curve, which is brought about by the addition of direct and indirect cost. So when you add these two, the total cost is like this. It has a declining and an increasing trend. And what is important in this graph is this point, which is significant. So what does this point tell us? It tells us that every project shall have an optimum duration of completion, which will bring about a minimum increase in cost. So what is the meaning of this particular term, optimum duration and minimum cost? As we can see from here, this graph, as the project increases beyond this point, there is going to be an increase in direct cost. Similarly, the project total cost, rather. So similarly, the project, if it is going to get crashed beyond this point, also is going to incur an increase in total cost. So always it is best for us to identify what is this optimum duration or the best duration that the project should be planned such that it is able to incur a minimum total cost. So what is to be understood here is the time taken for completion of the project based on CPM analysis is not the best time. We have to identify the best time by integrating the cost of the project with the time of completion and arrive at this point called as optimum time minimum total cost point. So that's the significance of this particular topic. Right. Now for finding out what is the best time of completion which will incur a minimum total cost, we need to see some more details of direct cost. Now, direct cost is the one that we are going to concentrate more on because direct cost is contributing to the completion of individual activities of the project. Now, with respect to direct cost, the same graph has been shown here. I have given four details with respect to direct cost curve. As you can see, normal time, normal cost, crash time, and crash cost. Now, normal time is this point. Normal time of completion of the project is the time taken for completion of the project in the normal way. This is the time that we will get as per the CPM calculations. Now, what is normal cost? Normal direct cost is the direct cost associated with the normal way of completion of the project. Now, what is crash time? Crash time is the bare minimum time taken for completion of the project, which is this point. Corresponding to this point, the bare minimum time. Bare minimum time is the minimum time. Beyond that, you don't have the minimum. You cannot bring this to zero. So it is the bare minimum time taken for completion of the project by deploying more resources. So therefore, the total, crash cost would be very high. By deploying maximum resources, the bare minimum time taken for completion is your crash time. And the associated cost is the direct cost. So these four are important details with respect to direct cost calculation. Now look at this angle. Now I can approximate this curve to be a straight line by joining these 2 points. Now if I take the slope of this curve, it is called as the cost slope. So cost slope is an important parameter which will be used in the calculation of direct cost values. Okay, so which is given by the expression of delta C by delta T, that is change in cost by change in time, that is cost slope. Now crashing of projects. Crashing of projects means reducing the time of completion of the project. Now for reducing time of completion of the project, two methods are available. First method is relaxing technical specification of some of the activities. By relaxing technical specification of some of the activities, we can go for reducing the time of completion of the project. But this is rarely a very popular method. Now, crashing by deploying more resources. That is, you can reduce the time by increasing the resources of the project. This is the popular method, and therefore we are going to use this method for our calculations. Now, we'll take a small example here. Let us say there is a work or an activity to be done, which would take 10 days with a usage of 5 men. If the same work has to be done in 5 days, it will obviously take more number of men, let us say 10 men. So this is what is talking about crashing with deploying more resources. Okay, this is the concept of that. That is 10 days with 5 men is a normal way of doing the work, and 5 days with 10 men is the crashed way of doing the work with more resources. So crashing is done for or with respect to direct cost of the project only. So direct cost is the one which deals with activities. By reducing the time of individual activities, we are able to get a reduced time of a project. Okay. And here we are going to talk about activities which are critical in nature because they are the ones which influence the project duration. So crashing basically deals with crashing of duration of critical activities. Now, what about indirect cost? Indirect cost literally varies as a fixed amount per day. So it is not literally going to contribute much to the individual activities, but then for the overall project. So in the crashing process, we will be only targeting the direct cost and not the indirect cost. Finally, for calculating total cost, we will incorporate indirect cost as a fixed amount per day. So this is what is shown in this slide. So the same graph I have shown here, okay, with the cost slope data. So this is the normal time, the associated normal cost. This is the crash time and the associated crash cost. Okay, and this slope is the cost slope. So cost slope theta is given by the expression delta C by delta T, where delta C is Cc minus Cn divided by Tn minus Tc. So we'll stop with this. Thank you.